A digital dictatorship is looming. First and foremost, I want to start by giving infinite honors and praises to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem Harachak Wadash. Double honors to my teachers, the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, who rule well and are worthy of their double honors. Peace and blessings to you, Akim, pushing out this truth across the four corners during these last seconds of time. Kwam Yashala, Mighty Shalom. And this lesson is entitled, A Digital Dictatorship is Looming, 2026. All right, Lord willing, this message be edifying. And this is based upon an article from the Newsbreak app entitled, all right, Gates warns the next 5 years could get rough. The scriptures say this, Revelation 12:12, therefore rejoice ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea. The word woe means destruction, terrors, horrors, all right, troubles, okay? And the main reason that these troubles are being implemented throughout the earth is because the wicked is in power, all right? And the Lord is taking the wicked out of power. That's why you see these different judgments that are coming upon the earth, because they're ushering in the return of whom the word ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, whose true Hebrew name is Yahweh Shai, all right? Scriptures say in Job 9:24, the earth was given into the hands of the wicked, all right? And we're in that time where the wicked is about to come down with great wrath because he knoweth he had a short time left. It says, for the devil is come down onto you. The word devil goes into diablos, which means deceiver, all right? And who is the chief deceiver on the planet earth? Job 9:24, the scriptures say, the earth was given into the hands of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, wherein who is he? All right. Who other than Esau, Edom, all right, has done these things throughout the planet earth? And who other than Esau, Edom is going to come down with great wrath to fulfill his enterprise of Revelation 13:16, which Yahweh Shem Yahushua ultimately is going to foil his plan. Scriptures say the deceived and the deceiver are his. So it says, having great wrath because he knoweth that he had but a short time. Right. And that's the plan of the global elites. They know they have a short time, so they're rushing to fulfill their enterprise. But the Lord ultimately is going to disappoint the devices of the wicked. This is the book of Job, chapter 12, verse 16. With him is strength and wisdom. The deceived and the deceiver are his. So those that are being deceived are under the will of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, and those that are doing the deceiving, the deception, are under the will of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man. All right? So this guy is only prophesying his own downfall, man. The scriptures say the deceived and the deceiver are his. He's warning that the next 5 years are going to get rough, all right? But he has a short time left, and he knoweth that, so he's ultimately going to fulfill prophecy, all right, which it tells of the wicked being taken out of power. Esau is the end of the world. Jacob is the beginning of it that follow it, all right? The wicked being taken out of power, all right? Esau, Edom, spearheading the slavery movement, all right, of the heathen nations, okay? Esau, Edom, after 1,000 years, he's going to be extinct, okay? But the heathen nations, they're going into slavery. They're pretty much our slaves on the loose, okay? According to the scriptures, thus said the Bible, the scriptures say to execute the punishment that is written, all right? This duty hath my saints, roughly paraphrasing, man. So it says the next few years will test whether the world keeps inching forward or slips into what Gates has described as a kingdom of modern dark age. Right. But he's being deceived himself because his lineage, his nation of people, Esau, Edom, all right, they're going into slavery. Okay. Scriptures say in Isaiah the 14th chapter, cut off the son and the nephew. All right. The king of Babylon, all right, has ceased. The oppressor has ceased, man. All right. This guy's an oppressor on the planet Earth, and his plans ultimately are rooted in left-handed pseudoscience. The word pseudo means fake. The word science goes into knowledge. So it says he argues that the trajectory of global health, climate stability, and artificial intelligence is not preordained. So he's pretty much prophesying on the left-hand side, man. The word left means sinister. All right. The left hand, the angel of the Lord, which is Satan. Satan goes into adversary. All right. Yahweh Shem Yahushua has Satan working through a nation of people on the planet Earth on the left-hand side, which is Esau, Edom. all right, chiefly, all right, Amalek, okay, by these left-handed means, their technology, their pseudoscience. The word technology goes into fabricated doctrine, all right? So these elites have an agenda on the left-hand side, which is an NWO, crash this economy, all right, make the society cashless, make all these things digital, and ultimately implement Revelation 13 and 16, the Charagma, the MOTB, man. All right. It's all rooted in a digital dictatorship. It says the choices made in roughly the next 5 years will determine whether current progress unravels or accelerates. His warning is not a prediction of doom, but a blunt reminder that optimism only matters if it is paired with money, policy, and political will. So ultimately, he's trying to attempt to prophesy on the left-hand side of the events that he believes is going to come to pass in the next 5 years, man. All right. The elites have the same mindset, their global agenda. All right. Scriptures say they do not sleep. All right. Unless they do some evil. Scriptures say the heart of them is deep. They search out iniquities. This is Psalm 64 and 6. They search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search, both the inward thought of every one of them and the heart is deep. So the elites on the left-hand side, they've accomplished a diligent search. All right. That's ultimately structured in this NWO. Revelation 13 and 16, he calls it all, both small and great, rich and poor, to receive a charagma in their right hand or their forehead. And the elites are on they're on the same agenda as this guy that we're reading about. So it says Job 12 and 17, he leadeth counselors away spoiled and maketh the judges fool. He looseth the bonds of kings and girded their loins with a girdle. He leadeth princes away spoiled and overthroweth the mighty. That's right. And the Lord is going to do that. The scriptures say he disappointed the devices of the crafty, that their hands cannot perform their enterprise. The Lord is going to do that to these left-hand wicked elites, man. Esau, Edom. Lord said he's going to have war with Amalek until they be utterly put out. This is Job 5 and 12. He disappointed the devices of the crafty so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise, right? Their enterprise, all right? Their agenda, their NWO. They have a plan in mind, and it's rooted in a digital dictatorship. And I got that definition here. It says a digital dictatorship or techno-authoritarianism is a system where states use digital tech like AI, surveillance, and internet control, censorship, blackouts. All right. Today they had a outage with Verizon. People were seeing SOS on their phones and not able to get service. It was a wide, nationwide outage, man. Okay. So what does that tell a sign of? That this society is on its way out, man. The elites are going with their agenda, but the scriptures say he that let will let until he be taken out of the way. So the Lord is letting them pretty much fulfill prophecy, man. But he's going to disappoint the devices of the crafty that their hands cannot perform their enterprise. This is their enterprise. It's rooted in a digital dictatorship. It's rooted in a techno-authoritarianism. It says Job 5 and 12 again, he disappointed the devices of the crafty so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise. He taketh the wise in their own craftiness, and the counsel of the froward is carried headlong. Verse 14, they meet with darkness in the daytime and grope in the noonday as in the night. That's right, man. And that's what these elites do. The scriptures say they sleep not unless they cause someone to fall, man. All right. This is Proverbs 4 and 16. It says, for they sleep not except they have done mischief, and their sleep is taken away unless they cause some to fall. That's right, man. So they're working around the clock to fulfill their agenda on the left-hand side. That's why you see him so boldly making these different predictions on the left-hand side. Oh, the next 5 years could get rough. Who are you to say that? You're fulfilling the agenda of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, man. All right, on the left-hand side. Okay. So it says Proverbs 4 and 17, for they eat the bread of wickedness and drink the wine of violence. That's right, man. That's their substance. That's their doctrine. Okay. Violence, wickedness, war. Revelation 6 and 4 says that red horse, and unto him was given a great sword, man. Esau Edom has ruled that earth. That's been his blessing. All right. The fatness of the earth and the dew of the heavens. Okay. So it says, verse 18, but the path of the just is as the shining light that shineth more and more unto the perfect day. The way of the wicked is as darkness, they know not at what they stumble. That's right, man. They know not at what they stumble, man. Okay? Their way is darkness, and that's what this agenda is rooted in. All right? They're going to come down with great wrath because they know it. They have a short time left, man. Okay? But the scriptures say the Lord appointed bounds that he cannot pass. This is Job 14 and 5. It says, seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee. Thou hast appointed his bounds that he cannot pass. Even within that blessing, you've been given the fatness of the earth and the dew of the heavens. You haven't been given the fullness and plentifulness of ruling the earth in order, man. All right. You've been given that portion on the left hand side that the Lord has given you to fulfill prophecy, man. But you haven't even discovered 5% of the ocean, man. All right. You haven't gone throughout the ends of the earth, man. Like the hopeful elect are going to do as joint heirs with Yahweh Shai, man. Your days are determined. The number of your months are with Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, man. You have pretty much a timeline to where the Lord is going to pretty much take you out of the way after a certain point, man. Like it says in Thessalonians, he that will let until he be taken out of the way. All right. The Lord is letting you be revealed for all your works throughout the earth. All right. Then he's going to take you out of power, man. Psalm 75 says promotion either come from the east, the west, the north, the south. But the Lord is the judge. He pulleth down one and set it up another. So it says Job 14 and 6 and 5 again. So like it says, seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee. Thou hast appointed his bounds that he cannot pass. That's right. Esau, Edom, man. The scriptures say, like we read, and I wanted to get it in the NLT, and I'll probably take it out on that. The Lord said he disappointed their hands cannot perform their enterprise. This guy has an enterprise, and it's rooted in a digital dictatorship, man. All right. This is the book of Job, chapter 5, verse 12 in the NLT. He frustrates the plans of schemers so the work of their hands will not succeed. And these guys are nothing more than schemers on the left-hand side, man. Schemers against righteousness. All right. They have their own agenda on the planet Earth, and it's rooted in left-handed wizardry, sorcery, pseudoscience, technology. All right. And the Lord is going to foil their plans. It says he traps the wise in their own cleverness, so their cunning schemes are thwarted. You see, it says they find it is dark in the daytime and they grope at noon as if it were night. That's right, man. These wicked elites. That's what they do in order to attempt to fulfill their agenda on the left-hand side. But Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai is ultimately going to foil their plans. So a digital dictatorship is looming, but also salvation for the hopeful elect. So Lord willing, this message was edifying. We give infinite honors and praises to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Harachak Wadash. Double honors to my teachers, the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Until next time, Kwam Yashala, Mighty Shalom.